I want to take a moment to talk today about having moments of distraction free quiet, which for many of us feels more and more inaccessible these days. Each of us walks around with a tether to the world in our pockets, and we're constantly getting notifications from social media and messaging apps and news sources. And we take it as a given that these intrusions into our daily lives are not only necessary but welcome. And it's understandable. Like it's wonderful to get messages from people we care about. It's wonderful to be able to stay in the loop on topics that we care about. But for me, what I realized is that it's just too much. That I took as a given that I should have to be constantly connected and plugged in, and that I would relegate moments of quiet contemplation to this little box that I call meditation. And for 10 minutes a day, I could sit distraction free and then go back to my distraction filled life. And that's fine if that works for you and if that's the way that you want to live. But it became clear to me that I didn't want to live that way. That way wasn't serving me, that the distractions that were coming through my phone actually were in many ways counterproductive. They were little bits of news that made me angry and depressed and frustrated. And so today, it's Saturday as I record this, I want to encourage you to see if you can find more space for distraction-free time. Time just to sit, time to think, time to not think, time to just be. It's hard for many of us, trust me, I know, to be in your own head. The mind has a tendency when it's left alone, at least mine does, to perseverate on things, to find anxious handholds that I can grip onto when my thoughts don't have anywhere else to wander. But something that I've found that is really profound for me is that the more that I sat with myself, the more the anxiousness gave way to actual thought, to actual reflection, to the opportunity to commune with different parts of myself, including my inner loving parent, but also the parts of me like my critical parent that I'm not trying to shut away, but I'm trying to better understand. So today is as good a day as any to just commit to taking some extra time to be free of distraction. One way that I've found that really helps to kind of build that muscle is when we're waiting. When we're waiting in line at the grocery store. When we're waiting at a coffee shop for our order to come up. When we take our car in for service and we're waiting for the mechanic to have it ready for us. I often pull out my phone in those moments to pass the time. And I've really tried to make an effort to stop doing that. Recently, I had this experience where I was at a coffee shop waiting for my coffee. And I decided that I'm just going to sit here and be and look around at the people who are here enjoying the space with me. And two really cool things happened. One was that I could feel my empathy grow, that I could see these people conversing or working or enjoying a cup of coffee with a friend. And you could see their lives there. You could see the richness of their lives playing out as they inhabited that space. We could all use a little more empathy in our lives. The other thing, which felt almost like the universe reaching out and telling me I was on the right path, was that as I was scanning the coffee shop, I saw someone reading a book, and it happened to be one of my favorite books ever. And I saw him reading it, and I kind of sat for a minute and contemplated, and then I decided just to walk over and tell him. I told him, you're reading, that's one of my favorite books. And he admitted that it starts off slowly, so he was having trouble kind of getting into it. And I encouraged him to just keep at it and see if he liked it. And I don't know if he did or he didn't, but the idea that someone would be sitting in that coffee shop reading something that resonated so clearly with me, and that it provided this moment of connection between us, even if it was fleeting, was like so much better than anything I would find on my phone. So in the moments of today where you have a chance to disconnect, I encourage you to do it with no purpose, with no aim, no objective. We're not trying to meditate in these moments. We're not trying to do anything. We're just sitting and seeing what bubbles up. And I hope that in doing that, you find that there's more space to do it naturally throughout your days. As always, I thank you for being here, and I'm looking forward to seeing you next time.